Okay, so am I audible to you? Can you hear me? So today's class, this live class, is related to HPCL, and the topic which I've taken is industrial engineering. This is a topic which, as you can see in the photograph also, it is largely a theoretical topic. So when theory comes, students are in the mode of preparation of formulas and solving numericals. Let me tell you, HPCL exam is a simple exam. At least if I refer previous years, if I take the reference, it was very straightforward paper. I'll show you the kind of questions they asked from industrial also. And the preparation strategy should be like you should not miss the topic, because question will come very simple. Like he will ask you very simple question from Kanban system, but for that to solve, you should have done Kanban system. So the strategy for HPCL, and if you want to get into that, you need to score high. There is no negative marking in HPCL. So that means the all the questions you have to solve. So if you have very brief idea about the things, then you can solve that question, and hardly it will take 30 seconds. But you need to go through the syllabus that is there. You never know from where they can ask you question. If they ask you question last year from, let us say, linear programming, this year they can ask you question from production planning and control. So you need to go through all the topics, and that is what our intention is. Like we solve all the topics and you go through all the topics. So just with me, I will be solving, and all my mentors will be solving 50, 100 question in one live class. So it is, the depth is not like gate exam. It is very simple questions, but yes, in every question you need to develop some kind of idea. And since we will be covering the topic like industrial engineering, I'll be covering it in 3 or 4 lectures for entire industrial engineering. Sometime you'll feel that question is known, that you know this question. So keep noting down the things. Next question maybe you don't know, and who knows from where the question comes. So that way, if you are attending some class, if you are attending some session, you attend thoroughly. Like industrial engineering, if you started with me, do it completely, so that if 2 to 3 questions, 3 to 4 questions from this part come, you are in position to solve these questions. So let's now start our first lecture of HPCL. And what I mean by theory, and theory means, it is a theory, but there's a logic in that. So that means you need to understand it, and then only you will be in position to solve that particular question. So let me take you some for the last exam last year. So 2021 paper, if you see, the kind of question they asked you was bill of material से कोई question पूछ लिया. बहुत ही simple होता है bill of material. That is what I was telling you. Like if you have heard of bill of material in production planning and control, then you will be in very easy situation to solve what is a bill of material. Similarly, control charts, normally that is not the syllabus of your gate exam. Control charts do not come in the gate preparation, and for preparation of HPCL is entirely different. In fact, every exam has different requirement for particular exam, and that is the reason tailor made modules were launched. So control charts also are important topic that way. So very simple question was asked from that particular part also. Similarly, linear programming, say some questions were asked from linear programming, and very simple questions were asked from linear programming. But this question, if you want to solve, you should go through, you should have some knowledge about the linear programming also. Similarly, graphical solution of linear programming. So you never know from where they can ask you the question, and you need to go through the entire syllabus. That is a mantra. So entire syllabus is to be done, not to the depth, but to some extent we should have the knowledge about that. So today I have if you ask me, out of 85 questions, how many questions can be asked from industrial engineering portion, I can say 3 to 4 questions, 2 to 3 questions. So on an average 3 questions, I can say 3 questions out of 85. They will be very, very simple question, straight question, and you can solve those questions. That is what my guess is for this year HPCL. 3 questions from industrial engineering. In today's class, I'll be going through some of the topics which are related to inventory management system, PERT and CPM, production planning and control. I'll be talking a little bit about Six Sigma, Kanban system, and then what we know as break-even analysis, ABC analysis, Pareto analysis. So these are some of the topics which we'll be touching today, and we will be discussing all these topics. maintain your notes, keep sitting with copy and pen. Do not waste the time. Either you attend fully or you do not attend the class. Either you sit with pen and paper, because you never know what question comes in the exam, and note down the important things. So that is what we have taken for this particular lecture. So okay, now let me go with the first question. Which of the following does not pertain to the inventory management? What of the following is not related to inventory management? And I want you to be little active in this class and keep giving your answers, so that we get to know what you mean to say. So which of the following does not pertain to inventory management? Inventory management, which of the following is not related to that? Is production scheduling, state of merchandise, control of stock, effective running of the stores? Which one is not related to inventory management? Yes. So A, which is the production schedule planning, is not related to inventory. That is a production planning and control. No, state of merchandise means what input you are taking, what product you are purchasing. So what is the state of the product which you are purchasing? That is related to inventory. Inventory means to keeping the stock of something. The stock of something, that is merchandise. So yes, I want to keep the merchandise, I want to control that stock, I want to maintain that. And effective running of the stores, that is the part of. So B, C, D is inventory management, but A, production schedule, is not part of inventory management. In fact, production schedule actually is a part of production planning and control. That is what I was telling you. Who knows, in the next exam he asks you production planning and control, can you suggest the steps? How does it flow? Production planning and control, how does it flow? So routing is very, very important. First step, then scheduling, then dispatching, then follow up. Write in your copy, routing is the first step of production planning and control. PPC का पहला step is routing. Routing is nothing but it is a process of telling what path the work should follow. It depends, it tells you what and how much, with what, where, how, that those kind of things. So scheduling is planning. So routing is the first step, then comes scheduling, then comes the dispatching, then comes follow up. Production planning and control. So make sure when you end up when I end up the class, you have filled some 10 pages of your copy with good notes and good inputs. And these all classes are relevant for your HPCL exam. Do not miss this, because many questions last year were directly asked from these particular concepts. So that is important. Okay, so routing, scheduling, dispatching, that is a production planning and control. Next question is related to break even point. So how do you define the break even? What do you mean by break even? Tell me, what is break even point? What do you understand by break even point? A, B, C, D. Go ahead. Okay, sales revenue is equal to total cost. That looks like right answer. So break even point is that point where neither there is a profit nor there is a loss. Neither profit, no loss. That is called break even point. Break even point mein the total revenue which comes from sales, total revenue is equal to total cost. Cost is something which you spend, and cost is of two types. There is a fixed cost, as you can see this horizontal line, and then there is a variable cost. So fixed cost plus variable cost total becomes total cost. And at particular quantity, let us say at 7 units particular quantity, your total cost becomes equal to total revenue. Neither there is profit nor there is a loss. If you go in this region, there is a profit. If you come in this region, there is a loss. So if anything you come, production is more than 7, as per this diagram. If production is more than 7, you get a profit. If production is less than 7, you get a loss. So what is break even? Break even means no profit, no loss. So which two things are equal in that? So total cost is equal to total revenue. And what is total cost? So that is a fixed cost plus variable cost. Now that brings us to a question, what do we mean by fixed cost? Can we give some example of fixed cost and variable cost? So what is fixed cost? What is variable cost? So that brings us to the another question of fixed and variable cost. And I want you to understand fixed cost and variable cost. Now you understand how the fixed cost is defined. The cost actually which is associated with something which you have to pay irrespective of whatever business you are doing, how much sale you are doing. The cost which you are to bear irrespective of what is your sale. The cost which does not depend upon your sale is called fixed cost, and the cost which depends upon your sale is called variable cost. I give you example. Like suppose I'm running a institute, I'm running a basically publishing house or a public institutes or particular office. So rent of the building does not depend upon how much sale I'm doing, to how many students I'm teaching. The rent of the building does not depend upon that, and that is called fixed cost. But how much material I'm sending to the students, suppose there are 100 students I'm teaching, I'm to give material to 100 students, and hence material cost is a variable cost. So fixed cost and variable cost, it depends upon the quantity output or the sale, it does not depend upon the sale. Now exam mein one question comes, he gives you some of the names like depreciation cost. What is depreciation? Fixed cost or variable cost? And that is where you should know interest, depreciation, etc. They are the fixed cost. So these are some of the examples he has already given you, like sales commission depends upon sales, delivery or shipment charge, that depends upon the sale, advertisement, that depends upon the sale. So this is how fixed and variable cost are there, and he has given you some examples also. You can write in your copy the examples of fixed cost and variable cost. So you can write these examples of fixed cost and variable cost to make best use of any class on YouTube, live class of any teacher. Sit with pen and copy and write in the copy. Otherwise, it is a wastage of time for you. I tell you honestly, because at the end of the 1 hour or 1.5 hour of your investment, you should take away something from the class. तो फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट एग्जांपल क्या है? डेप्रिसिएशन इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. डेप्रिसिएशन का ही दूसरा एग्जांपल है एमोर्टाइजेशन, इंटरेस्ट, रेंट, इंश्योरेंस, इवन सैलरीज, यूटिलिटी एक्सपेंसेस, बिजली का बिल, पानी का बिल, समथिंग लाइक दैट. Advertisement and promotional expenses sometimes is a fixed cost, sometimes variable cost. There are certain costs which can be fixed, which can be variable also. It can be both. वेरिएबल कॉस्ट में नाम के साथ डायरेक्ट जब आ जाएगा, डायरेक्ट मटेरियल, डायरेक्ट लेबर, सेल्स कमीशन, शिपिंग, डिलीवरी, वेरिएबल कॉस्ट. इनके नाम लिख लो कॉपी में. आई वांट यू टू राइट दिस इन नेम इन योर कॉपी so that you should get what is the meaning of fixed cost and what is the meaning of variable cost. Okay, so let's go forward now. Break-even point indicates the recovery of what? Break-even point indicates recovery of amortizations. Alok, amortization is nothing but it is like the depreciation only. Amortization is basically, depreciation deals with solid things which you can see, car, building, and then there are certain things which you cannot see, like we are teaching you, we are giving you module, YourPedia module, unka value jo kam hota hai, that is amortization. Something which service sector, like suppose HPCL module we made last year, we put a lot of effort in that, so we charged more. This year let us say we have not put that much of effort, तो उसका value, because effort required is reduced, cost may also reduce. That is called amortization, something like that. Break even point indicates the recovery of what? Okay, so answer is both fixed and variable cost. So that is the answer for that. Answer is B, both fixed and variable cost. I want you to remember there is something which is called margin of safety. How do you calculate margin of safety? See one thing carefully here. If you are somewhere on the break even, that means you are neither in profit nor in loss. Break even means you are in the optimum zone, neither profit nor loss. You are neither in profit nor in loss. But suppose you go on this side, this one is your profit, this one is your profit, and this is your margin of safety. That means even if your business is not running, you are still in the safe zone. Your business comes down, even then this is the basically safety margin which you have. So in any business you should have as much margin of safety as possible, because even if something wrong happens, you do not go to the losses. The company should not go to the loss. So company will not go to the loss if it is on this side. If it is on this side, that is called margin of safety. How do you calculate that margin of safety? Your current sale level minus break even point over current sale level. So margin of safety can be calculated in percentage form. So what is your current sales level, what is the break even point sale, and what is the current sale level? So this is how it is to be calculated. What is the current sale level? What is this? So difference of this, let us say x divided by what is the current sale level, q1 into 100. That is how you calculate margin of safety. So you should know what is the margin of safety. Okay, let's go for next question. Break even analysis shows profit when, yes, this already we did. As I told you, very simple question he will ask you. So break even analysis shows profit. In what situation break even analysis will show you the profit? In what situation will it show you the profit? Okay, what is the answer for that? Just give your answer to this. In what state it will show you the profit? When sales revenue is greater than total cost, that is true. When the sales revenue is total than total cost. So how do you calculate the profit or total cost? Let me tell you that. So total cost is fixed cost plus variable cost. Now total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. Because it is variable cost, it depends upon per unit. So I multiply variable cost with the number of units which I produce. Let us say variable cost is rupee 2 per unit. So let us say q units I produced. So 2 rupees per unit into number of units I produced plus fixed cost is a fixed cost in rupees. Let us say 10,000 rupees rent. Rupees 10,000 rent plus on every student I'm spending, let us say rupee 500, and there are 10 students. So 500 into 10, that is a total cost. Now what is total revenue? Total revenue will be, or sale will be, the sales cost into number of units. So how many students got admitted with me? So every student is giving me fees. The fees is sales revenue for me into q, number of students, number of units. So the moment I equate these two, I get break even. So I'll say fixed cost plus variable cost is equal to sales cost or revenue. So I may find out q is equal to f over s minus v, and this q is the break even point because there is no profit. This q star is a break even point because there is no profit, because total sale is equal to total revenue. That is how I calculate the break even point, or break even sale is calculated something like this. All of you know that. But suppose I want to earn a profit also. So profit can be earned only if the sales is more than the total cost. Sale is more than the total cost. So I need to add the profit on the left side. So the formula will be this. So fixed cost plus profit over sales per unit minus variable cost per unit is the general formula. All of you know. So suppose we say that fixed cost is F, sales cost per unit is S, variable cost per unit is V, and you want to earn profit of P. What will be the units you need to produce? So as you keep on moving in this direction, your margin of safety keeps on increasing. So what will be the unit produced so that you get this much of profit? So for that, this is how you have to go for it. Okay, so let's proceed forward now and try to solve this question, each one of you. Fixed cost per month is given now. F is given 5,000. V is given rupee 2 per unit. Selling price per unit is now rupees 7. S is 7. And you want to earn a profit of 1,000 rupee. So P is 1,000. So tell what is the quantity produced per month. This is what I was telling you. And I think you can very easily solve this question now. So the profit we said Q is equal to F minus P, plus P over S minus V. So everything is given to you. The quantity produced will be F, that is rupees 5,000 plus 1,000, 6,000 over 5. 6,000 over 5. So you got the answer for that. Yes, 1,200 units are to be produced. Right? So this is the answer for that. So fixed cost plus profit over S minus V gives you the total units, which is 1,200 units. So this is the units which we can get. Let's go for next question now. So break even analysis total cost consists of what? You know, this is a very simple question, but that is how the questions are being asked in HPCL exam. You may be Surprised to see last year paper, very simple questions are also asked. You should not make any mistake, right? So this is a fixed cost plus variable cost. Profit is basically not part of that, but total selling cost, selling is, sales is including the profit as well. The profit is in the sale. Okay, so give me the answer to this now. If you have done, if F is the fixed cost, V is the variable cost per unit, P is the selling price of each unit, then break even point will be what? Just now we found what is the break even point. So find the answer for this. I told you break even point Q is F over S minus V. S minus V. In case of S, he is giving you the term P. Instead of S, he is saying it is P. So it is P minus V. Is any formula you are getting similar to that? P over 1 minus V over P. So D is the answer for this particular question. Yes, D is the answer for this particular question. Let's go for next. Give the answer fast. Break even point is the point where which two lines will intersect. So break even point is that point where two lines intersect. Can you tell me which two lines are there? Which are the two lines? This is the cost, this is the quantity. Let us say quantity produced. You have a fixed cost, you have a variable cost. You add these two, becomes total cost, and then you have total revenue also. You have total revenue also. So total cost, variable cost, total revenue. So total cost line and total revenue line, total cost and sales revenue lines will intersect, and the answer for that is D. So break even point पे which two lines cut? Total cost and sales revenue lines. So these two lines will intersect at the point which is called break even point. So at the break even point, these two lines will intersect one another, total revenue and total cost. Okay, go next. In ABC analysis, the inventories A item usually constitute what? In ABC analysis of inventories, A items usually constitute what percentage? So what percentage is in ABC analysis? A items constitute what percentage? Okay, go for the guess. 10%. A items are how much percent? 10%, 20%, 30%, 70%. Okay, 70%. A items are 10%. A items are 10%. So 10% items lead to 70% of the cost. So the 10% items will be having the cost of approximately 70%. So 10% items will be costing 70%. So A items are really costly items. A items are those which are costly items, and they are less in number, but they are costly items. I give you example of ABC. ABC actually is a very important inventory management technique. You categorize all the items in A and B and C. A items are those which are very costly, and if you want to keep them, you need to invest money. So something like ornaments at home. Ornaments, they are very costly. So less in number. थोड़े से होते हैं ornaments, but they are very costly. You need to protect them. You need to, take care of them. You need to keep them inside the almirah under lock. So that is A items. B items are those which are more in number than A items, but less in cost. Something like laptop, mobile, TV. So they are more in number in home. You go to room, you find TV, you find laptop, you mobile. They are not as costly as ornament, but they are they are more in number and less in cost. And then comes C items at home, like your shoes, clothes, and everything. They are many in number, and you don't bother about stocking them. You don't bother about that. आपके पास एक शूज ऑलरेडी पड़ा है, एक और आप ले आए, So you are keeping that. So C item inventory may you can keep more C items because they are not costing you much. But A item, if you want to keep in inventory, it is costing you much, and you need to have more inspection of A items. So A, B, C analysis is inventory management analysis. You need to think from that particular aspect. And Pareto analysis is also related to that particular thing. Inventory control, economic order quantity depends upon what? There is a term called economic order quantity, and this is the basically optimum quantity which you order. Economic order means optimum order. Optimum order, so that my inventory cost is minimum. Actually, inventory cost depends upon the holding cost, ordering cost, consumption rate. So it depends upon all of these. So economic order quantity means the that order which basically minimizes the total cost. So what is answer for this? Economic order quantity depends upon what? Answer is it depends upon all of these. So economic order quantity depends upon all of this. And you know this formula of economic order quantity, under root of 2C naught D over CH. There can be different symbols for that. 2 times the ordering cost into the demand over holding cost under root. And in HPCL exam, I tell you the game is like he will be asking you very simple question, but you need to do majority of the topics because the questions will be very simple. They will not be in depth. So now you see this setup cost, ordering cost is also called setup cost. Holding cost is also called inventory cost. Sorry, your inventory management cost or carrying cost, inventory carrying cost. So there are different names of this. Understand that. And this demand is a annual demand. This demand is annual demand. So as you see, with the more the number of orders which I place, the holding cost as the number of orders I keep on, the quantity in the number of orders, if I increase, then my holding cost keeps on increasing. Let me give you example. I want to publish 1,000 books. Now I told the publisher, publish my these 1,000 books, and he wants to deliver those 1,000 books to me. I say no, give me only 100 books at a time. So 10 times he is to pay for transportation. So every time when I'm saying send me 100 books, ordering cost is increasing. The ordering cost is increasing. So as the batch size 100 decreases, as the batch size decreases, the ordering cost increases. As the batch size increases, I told him give me 1,000 books in a single go. If he says okay, 1,000 books को देने के लिए and 100 books देने के लिए transportation cost is going to be same because I am to send one vehicle to you. 100 books or 1,000 books, it is going to be the same. So if I say give me 100 books only, then vehicle cost is going to increase, so ordering cost is going to increase. But if I say 1,000 books give me one go, so vehicle cost, transportation cost, ordering cost is decreasing, batch size as it is increasing, but the inventory cost is increasing. I need to dump all these 1,000 books in a room for which I am going to pay the rent. So holding cost increases, ordering cost, and then total cost is this parabolic relation, and the lowest part of that is called economic order quantity. That is how it goes. So some question from that can also be coming. When ordering cost is increased to 16 times, economic order quantity will be increased to what? When ordering cost is increased to 16 times, economic order quantity will be increased to what? There is a question. So C order is increased 16 times. So you know it is under root, C naught is under root. If you see this formula, C naught becomes 16 times C naught. So ordering economic order quantity becomes 4 times. It's very simple. So if you know this formula, it is very simple for you to calculate it. And since you do not have any calculator, so understand that very simple calculations will come. Remember that this economic order quantity is a optimum order, optimum, at which the cost is minimum. So this is going to give you the optimum level. In ABC analysis, the items are classified in 3 categories: A, B, C, as per their what? As per their value or characteristic or number or what? How have you categorized A, B, C? What is the criteria of ABC? In ABC analysis, you categorize these items as A, B, C in what way? Okay, So this is as per their value. ABC analysis में items are classified in three categories: A items, B items, C items, in accordance with their values. That is as per their values. So category A, category B, category C. So now this particular part is very important. A category involves the precise and exact estimation of inventory. I told you, you should know that how many ornaments are at your house. If I ask you कि ज्वेलरी कितनी पड़ी हुई है तुम्हारे घर में, तो यू विल रिमेंबर कि ज्वेलरी तो इतनी पड़ी हुई है. कितने लैपटॉप हैं घर में, इवन दैट ऑल्सो यू विल टेल मी. बट इफ आई आस्क मी तुम्हारे पास क्लोथ्स कितने, हाउ मेनी शर्ट्स, हाउ मेनी पैंट्स यू हैव, you will not be in position to tell me C items. So C items minimum estimation is done. So the estimation regulation of the inventory is maximum for A items because they are costly items. Senior managers are required. Inventory जो आपके घर में ornaments हैं वो पेरेंट्स देखते हैं, आप लोग थोड़ी देखते हो. लेकिन कपड़े वपड़े तो आप खुद ही देखते हो, आपके पेरेंट्स भी नहीं देखते हैं उसको. So when A items are there, top management is involved. It requires very strict control, moderate, no control. Think of jewelry, think of clothes, think of mobile phone, laptop, and you will understand what answer you have to give for this inventory. But this is very important. I mean, what kind of A, B, C inventory control कैसा होना चाहिए? Done? Yes. Next, go for now. An industry produces 300 spark plugs in one shift of 8 hours. The standard time for piece is 1.5 minutes. What will be the productivity? Productivity is output over input. What is the output in 8 hours? 300 plugs. What is the input? 8 hours. What is the output? 300 plugs. That is the output. So what is output over input? What do you get output over input? Now see this carefully. Output is 300 plugs. And every plug is going to take 1.5 minutes. So in terms of minute, output and input should be the same unit. Let's say minute by minute. Output in minutes, input in minutes. 8 hours mein how many minutes are there? 60. So output over input. So input is 8 hours. In 8 hours, how many hours of work I did? I produced, sir, one plug in 1.5 minutes and I produced 300 plugs. So 300 into 1.5 is my output, and I was working for 8 hours. That means I was working for 480 minutes, and the output is corresponding to 450 minutes. So productivity actually is like efficiency. Have you not seen this as output over input as formula of efficiency? Remember, output is like, productivity is like efficiency. So somebody asks you industrial productivity, what is industrial productivity like? You will say, sir, it is like efficiency. Industrial efficiency, productivity is like efficiency. You should also know what is standard time, what is normal time. Normal time is actually the time which you will take to perform a task normally. And standard time includes the allowances and other things also, contingency, relaxation allowance, rating factor, all these things are also there. So basic time has a rating factor also, and standard time has allowances, etc. So standard time may we keep the allowances also. So normal time, basic time, and standard time, these are the three times which are used to analyze the performance of one employee in the industry. Normal time, basic time, standard time. So these time estimates help you to understand the performance of an employee in the industry. Okay, let's go next. If the demand for an item is doubled and ordering cost is half, what is the economic order quantity? Answer this fast. If the demand for an item is doubled, ordering cost is half. The economic order quantity for an item will be what? You know the formula? We have already done that. Now you know this formula. 2D C naught by C of H holding cost. Ordering cost is half and demand is double. So it gets cancelled out. It remains same. So hardly there is anything. The formula based question. What is the, we have already done this. A contributes to 10% of the quantity, but what does it contribute to the cost? To the quantity it contributes 10%, but to the cost, what does A contribute to the cost? What does it contribute to the cost? Yes. Now there are two things by which you can define item A. There will be two things by which you can define item A. One is, a kind of item, what it contributes in the terms of quantity and what it contributes in terms of a cost. So remember, A item is something which 10% quantity and 80%, let us say, its cost. Normally, I mean, this varies, but he will give you answer, so that will be 80%. Yeah. This is cumulative is taken. Don't bother about this. Is a Pareto analysis. I will discuss that later on. Okay, this question I think you can answer now. So, A class items in ABC analysis, what do you understand? There should be very strict control. There should be frequent review of the consumption. There should be safety stock. What is answer? Which of the answer? Which one is the answer for this? So for A class items in ABC analysis, what should be the policies? For A class items, what should be the policy? Should you have very strict control? I told you for ornaments, we should have very strict control. Frequent review of their consumption, that is also true. Safety stock is kept? No. We normally, A class may, we do not keep the safety stock. Do we keep the safety stock? Frequent review is done, but safety stock we do not keep. A items I do not want to stack at home. I don't want to keep A items. Inventory may, which items are kept in the maximum number? C item. I don't want to keep A item. So that is the point for this. 1 and 2 only. So A items are expensive. Accurate control is required. Not stocked. They are not kept. A items should not be stocked. Because they are very costly. So I don't want to keep it. Only 10%. Only 10%. When I need it, I will take it. B items is moderate. So low cost. Minimum control is left. So stock it. What is the trouble? Keep it more. And that is everywhere, if you go to some medicine shop, he will keep those medicines like paracetamol, disprin, these kind of medicines he will keep. Why? They're very cheap. But if there is an injection or there is a medicine which is costing 10,000 rupees, he will not keep it. The moment some customer comes, he may be calling it. We will talk about just in time. We'll talk about the inventory, zero inventory, just in time concept. So he will give the order then and there itself, and then it will commit. So that is how you have to understand ABC items, how the control is required. What is not the guideline for controlling A class items? Give the answer fast, and you should have this practice only. You should, following is not the guideline for controlling A class item. Following is not the guideline for providing A class item. Tell me which one is the answer for this. Higher safety stock. Higher safety stock is not one of the feature of A class item. Higher safety stock is not one of the features of A type of item. What is group C items constitute? Percentage of items. How many percentage of items are there in group C? A, B, C may A is 10%. And what is C? How much is group C in ABC analysis? Answer is 70%. So as I told you, C is in maximum number. C is in maximum number. So that is 70% of the total cost. So next question is related to depreciation. Amortization, depreciation, these are fixed cost. This is fixed cost. ये याद रख लेना, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट है. Fixed cost. You know what is depreciation? Reduction in the value with passage of time. Typical example, you purchased a car. You purchased a car in 10 lakh and next year its cost is now 9 lakh. So that 1 lakh reduction is depreciation. Depreciation is in those things which are tangible. You can touch these things. Building, car, something like that. There are certain things which you cannot touch. You know, online के ऊपर जो मॉड्यूल बनते हैं, बहुत से मॉड्यूल बनते हैं जो, you know, earlier you know certain things were very costly. Now reduction in the cost. Why? Because effort decreases. Reasons are different of depreciation. There are different reasons for depreciation of the things. Competition, or with passage of time, less effort required, technological obsolescence. These are the things. So answer for this is diminishing balance method. These are some of the methods to calculate the depreciation. Note it down. So some of the methods to calculate depreciation are this: straight line method, declining method, double declining method, unit of production, sum of year digit method. You need to note these names. So what are the methods of depreciation? These are some methods of depreciation: straight line, sum of years digit. Naam likh lo, just write the names: straight line, declining, double declining, there is a declining also, double declining also, sum of years digit, unit of production, depreciation. You write these names. Depreciation can be calculated by these methods. Depreciation, what do you mean by depreciation? Is writing off the cost of a fixed asset over a period of time. So this is write off hona. Write off the cost of the fixed asset with passage of time. I mean reduction in the value of some particular asset. Reduction in the value of particular asset over the period of time is called depreciation. I gave you example of also depreciation. So that is called depreciation. What are the causes of depreciation? Number one, physical deterioration or wear and tear. Car के केस में I told you the example of car. Physical deterioration, brand new car and old car. Obsolescence, technological obsolescence. I mean अब वो use नहीं हो रहा, things are not used now. You know, TV, those kind of things. Now new things are coming. You are watching things on internet only nowadays. So mobile, old mobile, maybe people are not using. Inadequacy, I mean this is not good now. New things have come, new technologies have come. Accident, these are some of the reasons of, you know, depreciation. Why the value falls, what are the reasons? And in HPCL, you know, he may sometime ask you very indirect question. So you need to develop your level of understanding of the topic. Who knows one question from depreciation, and there is asking you the reasons of depreciation, why depreciation even takes place, that kind of thing. Which of the following is the basis of ABC analysis? Interest of material manager, interest of top management, Pareto's 80-20 rule. What is the basis of ABC analysis? On what basis ABC analysis is done? Is this interest of top management? Interest of top management is in A class items, not in C class items. So on what basis ABC analysis is done? What is the basis for ABC analysis? On what basis ABC analysis is done? Interest of top management, interest of material manager. Let me tell you, answer is only Pareto analysis. ABC analysis is similar to Pareto principle, which states what is Pareto principle. Now see this. Pareto principle is what? 80-20 rule. Pareto principle is also called 80-20 rule. It says that 80% of the problems in the world are because of 20% of the things, reasons. 80% of the wealth in the world is there with 20% of the people. 80% of the exam paper will come from 20% of the syllabus. Let us say that is not true, but let us say this way. So natural phenomena, paper to somebody else will set it, but natural phenomena, whatever natural phenomena exists, there is a 80-20 rule in the nature. 80% of the things belong to this 20% of the people. So that's something like that. And ABC analysis के पीछे वही logic है. So this is a cumulative analysis. If you do, you'll find that okay, 80% will make this eventually cumulative 100%. So 20% of your products will bring 80% of your revenue. That is true. Even in the business, if you ask Tata's, 80% of your business is coming from which of the products? Tata's are into many things, salt is there, and then TCS, Tata consultancy services are there, hotels are there, aeroplanes are there. Tata's are into many things. If you ask your 80% revenue comes from where, they will say 20% of the things, right? Okay, see this graph I'll explain you. Pareto graph I will explain you later on. This graph actually this says that you keep on accumulating the things. You keep on accumulating. Like if suppose 5%, next 5%, then I'll add 10. Next 10%, I'll add 20. Next 10%, I'll add 30. So I will keep on adding. This is a cumulative graph. This is a cumulative graph. Suppose I divide this x-axis into 100 units, 10, 20, 30, 40. So next, first I saw the 10 units, 10 gives you 20. Next 10 also gives you 10. So 10, 20 plus 10, I will keep on accumulating. I will keep on adding. So this is the accumulation so that when I reach 100 here, I reach 100 here also. That is Pareto analysis. I'll discuss that later on with you. That visualization will be done. Cumulative frequency it is. In inventory control, the economic order quantity is what? Give the answer to this question. What is economic order quantity? I told you there is a name which is related to economic order quantity. When you say economy, that means optimum, minimum cost. So economic order quantity mein word economy means optimum size of the lot that minimizes the cost. Optimum is minimizing the cost. Word optimum actually is related to the cost only. Optimum word is related to the cost only. You think it of as cost only. Economic order quantity we have already defined what is there, and as you can see now, economic order quantity gives you minimum cost. So optimum order which you should give so that cost is minimum. That is the economic order quantity. That is something which we understand with economic order quantity. What is just in time manufacturing philosophy? What do you understand by just in time manufacturing philosophy? It emphasizes on what? What is this related to? Manpower, manufacturing, profit, or inventory? What is just in time related to? See, just in time was thought of in Toyota production system, no doubt about that. But it is actually related to what? Just in time manufacturing philosophy will put emphasis on inventory. Just in time means zero inventory, very less inventory. Just in time manufacturing philosophy emphasizes on inventory. Why inventory should be kept? Because it stabilizes the production. If you have to give the price discount, it helps you. It helps you to meet the demand during replenishment, prevents the loss of order. So why inventory is required? Inventory is a necessary evil. You need to keep the inventory with you. It is a necessary evil, but then cost is to be incurred on that. Money is invested on keeping the inventory, but it should be as less as possible. So just in time says, as and when I want something, it should be given to me. But suppose it is not given to me, then I need to stock it. If I don't stock it, then I may not provide the service. So minimum amount of inventory necessary to keep the system running is something which is called just in time. You know, the milk fellow, in the morning he distributes the milk. Just in time means he will not keep that milk for entire day. As and when the demand comes, he sees that demand morning mein and evening mein comes, so another fellow will distribute that milk to him, because he is not having space where he can distribute it. Or somebody who is making chai or tea on particular stall, he will not dump many things with him because he does not have space. As and when customer come, he will purchase something and will make it. That is called just in time. So no inventory, but still providing the service. Keeping the minimum stock. सबसे कम स्टॉक रखना, कम स्टॉक में सर्विस प्रोवाइड करना. सी जस्ट इन टाइम, एम्फसाइज ऑन इन्वेंट्री. जस्ट इन टाइम मींस मिनिमम इन्वेंट्री और जीरो इन्वेंट्री. ये जापानीज सिस्टम है. व्हाट आर द जस्ट इन टाइम, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? Very very important slide. तो जस्ट इन टाइम की एडवांटेजेस क्या हैं और डिसएडवांटेजेस क्या हैं? It reduces the cost on storing raw material, but it can lead to the supply chain disruption also. If there is just in time की वेट कर रहे हो, तुम्हारा कस्टमर भाग जाएगा. अगर तुम सोच रहे हो कि जब कस्टमर आएगा then only I'll provide the service, तुम्हारा कस्टमर भाग जाएगा. तुम बोल रहे हो अभी दूध नहीं आया, चाय नहीं बनेगी, तो कस्टमर भाग जाएगा. So you will lose the customer. So just in time has advantage also, it has disadvantage also. Both the things are there. It eliminates the wastage, eliminates the lead time, less investment on the raw material. So these are the advantages of just in time. So I don't want to procure raw material and labor. I do not want to keep the inventory. You know, this Toyota production system talked about just in time and talked about Kaizen also. Kaizen, I will tell you, is a continuous improvement. It is a continuous improvement. So Toyota production system is a lean manufacturing system, efficient manufacturing system, lean manufacturing system, thin manufacturing system, efficient manufacturing system, and this is basically the continuous improvement, that is Kaizen. So Toyota manufacturing system is based upon two concepts. One is the just in time, minimum inventory, minimum waste, no wastage, and keep improving the things. So no wastage of material, manpower, no wastage. Inventory is a sort of wastage. You are having more things and you are using less things. That is a wastage. So I want minimum wastage. And Kaizen also. Kaizen and 5S. I'll discuss with you what is a 5S, and this is a very very important thing, pull system. What is the meaning of pull system? I'll discuss that also. So Toyota production system, lowest cost, shortest lead time, just in time, continuous flow, pull system, 5S, and Kaizen, continuous improvement. These are very very important terminologies of the industrial engineering. Go through these all and you will understand the meaning of this. What is Kaizen? Kaizen is a continuous improvement. It's a Japanese word and it means continuous improvement. So Kaizen means continuous improvement. Continuously you should improve. Even in the teaching, if next year or the next season I'm teaching this same PPT, I should put new things in that. I should make an analysis that where I went wrong, how I should improve this my lecture, how can I make it even better to serve the students so that their time is not wasted and they get maximum benefit out of it. So I keep on improving on that. So that continuous improvement always helps you to give better service to your customers. In my case, I'm a teacher, you are my customers. I'm giving this service to you. So how I can make it even better? How can I improve it? So continuous improvement is required. For that, analysis is to be done, improvement is to be done, changes are to be done, and then accordingly that has to be there. So continuous improvement, that is called Kaizen. VED is related to inventory control. VED is related to inventory control. What is the meaning of E in this? What is the meaning of E in this? That is what the question is. Just guess from your side. Okay, so let me give you the name VED. E stands for essential items. V stands for vital, E stands for essential, D stands for desirable items. Sort of ABC kind of things. So vital, essential, and desirable. There are three kind of items in your stock: vital, essential, and desirable. Yes. So Abhimanyu has given the right answer: vital, essential, and desirable. VED. This term is related to inventory. What is the meaning of VED? It is inventory management technique that classify the inventory based upon its functional importance. And ABC is on the cost. This on functional importance. It is very important. Like specs, I tell you specs. For teaching, this specs is very important for me because I cannot read something which is very close without the specs. It is not cost. It may not be very costly specs, but functionality, the important. It is the functionally very important. Otherwise, I cannot teach, I cannot read. You understand? Maybe that is a functional importance. And classification is vital, essential, desirable. Vital category includes inventory which is necessary for production or any other process in an organization. Entire production will stop if V is not there, vital is not there. Desirable, on the other hand, least important inventory. I told you na A, B, C. In your inventory, A items are not there. Let me ask you a question. In your inventory, V items should be there or not? In your inventory, V items should be there or not? You read this particular thing carefully. If any in inventory, if this item is unavailable, entire production stops. So it has to be there. In your inventory, vital items are to be there. But in ABC analysis of inventory, A, B, and C analysis of the inventory, A items should not be kept because they are cost consuming. So that is the meaning of it. So you have learned today inventory में two things, ABC and VED. ABC cost wise and VED functionality wise. A should not be there, V should be there. Answer the question. ABC analysis as an input requires what? Just give the answer. What do you think is the answer for this? ABC analysis as an input requires what is the answer for this? Annual usage and cost of items, cost and criticality is of item, criticality and availability of item, availability and annual usage of item. Yes, go for the guess. ABC analysis as an input requires, as an input, that is a question. Output नहीं बोल रहा है वो, बोल रहा है as an input. ABC analysis as an input requires what? As an input requires what? Annual usage and cost of item. ABC stands for always better control. What is the annual consumption? and what is the use. These are the two things which it talks about. So ABC analysis as an input requires annual usage and cost of item. Annual usage and cost of item. So A is the answer for this. For always better control, I need to have these two things. For having better control, I need to have these two things. What is the purpose of scheduling? What is the purpose of scheduling? Purpose of scheduling. Yes. Is this all of these? Purpose of scheduling, is this all of these or only sequence of operation to be followed? Scheduling, you know the scheduling. What is the scheduling? इसके बाद ये, इसके बाद this sequence obviously is there. Program of operation, regulate the progress of job through various processes. So what is the answer for this? So you know, this is basically a timetable for the production. What production should be there? It's a timetable for that particular production. What should be the timetable? Starting and completion date is provided for each operation. Lot of importance is given to the time element, material, machines, and it comes after routing. We have seen production planning and control. First routing comes and then scheduling comes. It is a second step of production planning and control, and it is a timetable. Somebody asks you what is scheduling, you'll say production planning and control. First routing comes and then comes scheduling. Scheduling is a timetable. It deals with the material, manpower, everybody, and what is the timetable, how we have to proceed. That is how it is done. Production planning and production controlling, these are the two different things. Production planning is different, production controlling is different, and write the names of these. And scheduling is also, you know, if you see the details in the scheduling, lot of detail is done and planning period is less. Master production planning, detail is not there but time taken is more. Strategic planning, you cannot make much details in that, but it takes for longer duration. Strategic planning for you is for long duration. So what is strategic planning? Long duration planning. What is, you know, scheduling? Short duration planning. Now planning and controlling, these two things are different. Planning may comes planning, routing, scheduling, and dispatching, follow-up, inspection, correction. It is a control. Production, planning, and control. Planning is all this. Controlling is all this. So controlling is follow-up actually. Inspection also comes into that. Follow-up, inspection, and controlling and correction. So first inspection, you have done the follow-up, you have done inspection, you have done, and then correction you are doing. That everything is controlling. Dispatching is also part of controlling. These all are very, very important terms, and you should know these terms because you never know what kind of question he asks you directly or indirectly from this. And I'm very sure you are making the notes sitting there with your copies, you are making the notes also. A production line is said to be balanced if at each station, now in mass production, there is something which is called production line. So mass production system has production lines. And when do you say production line is a balanced? When do you say the line is balanced? If at each station, what do you say? What is the answer for this? Yes. If at each station the operation time is same. Tell me, this looks like balanced or not? There are 8 stations. At one station 60 second, another station 20 second, then there's a 10 second, then there's a 30 second. It is not a balanced line. So this particular production line is not a balanced line. This line is not a balanced line. So this one is not a balanced line. It is a balanced if 30 second, 30 second, 30 second, 30 second. What is the advantage of making the line balance? What is the advantage of having a balanced line? Advantage of having a balanced line is like in process inventory will be minimum. You will have minimum in process inventory. इन्वेंट्री नहीं आएगा, उसका बैलेंस का बेनिफिट वो है, इन्वेंट्री नहीं होता. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डायग्राम है प्रोडक्शन सिस्टम को लेके. If I draw a graph, quantity versus variety, quantity of the products and variety of the products, then mass production or continuous production, continuous and mass production में the quantity produced is very high. Nut and bolt, variety नहीं है, वैसे ही बनेगा, similar kind, no variety. I mean similar kind of products are made, they are standing on the lines. One man is doing only one kind of work, and then it goes to the next station, he is also doing similar kind of work. One product but in millions, nut and bolt. And variety means every product looks like different, the products are different, tailor made. So continuous production, high quantity, very less variety. Mass production, batch production, job production in which variety is very high and the quantity produced is less. This is how production systems are categorized. So the production systems are categorized on the basis of this. Production systems are categorized on the basis of this. Continuous process, mass process, batch process, something like that. If workstation time are not same, overall production rate of an assembly line is determined by what? And I'm very sure you can answer this question. If workstation times are not same, that means if it is not balanced, then how do you decide the production rate? Which station decides the production rate? If the line is not balanced, then which station will decide the production rate? How many items will you produce? Like in this example I gave you, this line is not a balanced line. This is not a balanced line. So which station will decide the production rate? After every 10 seconds, a new product will come out. After every 10 seconds, a new product will come out because this fellow cannot produce a product after 10 seconds. This 10 seconds. Is this correct? But 10 seconds looks like more production rate. Now see, he is the slowest, 60 seconds. Even if he is producing something in 10 seconds, he is not producing that particular thing in 10 seconds. He is taking 60 seconds. Can you tell me the slowest workstation? This one is the slowest. This one is fastest. He is the fastest fellow. 10 seconds में एक चीज बना रहा है वो. 60 seconds. So production rate will not be decided by 10. It will be decided by 60 seconds. One product per minute. Because even if he gives you 6 items in 1 minute, he will not give you 6 items in 1 minute. He will give you 1 item in 1 minute. So in the team, when you are working in a team, the output of the team is decided on the basis of the performance of slowest fellow. You 3 people are working in a project. You cannot deliver the project unless until slowest fellow has completed his work. So the production rate is decided on the basis of slowest station time. It is on the basis of slowest station time. Slowest station. That is very important for you to know. Slowest stations will decide the production rate. So production rate will be decided by the slowest station. What are the benefits of assembly line balancing? What are the benefits of assembly line balancing? It minimizes the in-process inventory. Yes. It reduces the work content. No. Work content is total work. वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा. It will make the production flow more smooth. That is correct. It maintains the required rate of output. That is also there. Assembly line balancing का क्या benefit होगा? Work content कैसे कम हो जाएगा? Work content means total work which is to be done. So work content is the sum total of all entire time. You know what is the work content? Let me again take you to the same diagram. Work content is you add the time 60 plus 20 plus 10 plus 10, that is the work content. So I don't think it is going to change the work content. Let us see what is the answer for that. 1, 3 and 4. Yes, so 2 is not correct. Benefit of assembly line balancing. Note it down, assembly line balancing का benefit क्या है? 2 is not the benefit. Assembly line balancing does not change work content. Assembly line balancing does not change the work content. Work content remains same. It does not change the work content. That is what you should know. Can you see the bottleneck or in process inventory? Bottleneck or in process inventory. You know, this guy is very slow. This guy is taking 20 seconds. This fellow is very fast. Now, because this guy is very slow, there is an in process inventory or there is a bottleneck. No, I am sorry, this machine is very slow. Machine is very slow. It is only producing 5 pieces per hour. This machine is fast, 20 pieces per hour. Now, bottleneck means constraint. If some machine is producing less number of items, slow machine is there, so in process inventory will be there, bottleneck will be there, the work will stop, it will come to an halt. That is the meaning of it. So bottleneck here means in process inventory will keep on accumulating. You see downs there, you don't have any trouble, but here lot of in process inventory. So unbalanced line will lead to lot of inventory. Let's talk about something about now duty cycle. Duty cycle. How do you define a duty cycle? You must have seen, like, you know, fridge, fan, these things keep on running. When you switch on the fan, entire day, entire night, the fan is running. You will never say, okay, इस fan को rest दे देते हैं. You will never say, fridge को rest दे देते हैं. That is 100% duty cycle devices. 100% duty cycle means let these run. No need to give rest to these. Let these run. But then there are some devices which consume more power, like welding machine. You need to give rest to such devices. And for that, there's a concept which is called duty cycle. Now, as per American Society of Mechanical Engineers, I suppose, there is a 10-minute cycle. They have taken a standard cycle, 10-minute cycle. In 10 minutes, how much time you are welding, that defines your duty cycle. In 10 minutes, if you're welding for 6 minutes and then you're giving rest to the machine for 4 minutes, then your duty cycle is 60%. In 10-minute cycle, if your machine is running for 6 minutes, the duty cycle is 60%. Cycle should be 10 minutes. Now, there's a standard for that. You cannot say, sir, okay, 10 minutes में 6 minutes, so 60 minutes में, let us say, proportionally we run it like that. So for 36 minutes we run it. You cannot say like that, because it may burn, it may lead to its some kind of losses. So 10 minutes में you are welding for 5 minutes, 4 minutes you are taking rest. So what is duty cycle? How much you are welding, what is the total cycle into 100, that is your duty cycle. Accordingly you calculate duty cycle. Yes, so Abhimanyu has given the right answer for that. Which rule do you use to number the events in project scheduling network? You're talking about now part and CPM. Which rule do you use to number the events involved in project scheduling network? Johnson rule, Fulkerson rule, Hungarian rule, simplex rule. Which rule do you use? Numbering the events. Numbering the events is basically Fulkerson rule. You have done that part CPM. Numbering the events you have already done. Network diagram, Fulkerson rule. Numbering the events 1, 2, 3, 4. The numbering should be such that the network looks like flowing forward. The network appears to be flowing forward. That is the basically Fulkerson rule. That is the Fulkerson rule. Standardization deals with the characterization or characteristics of the product that includes. What do you mean by standardization? How the standardization is related to the product? How the standardization is related to the product? How is the standard related to the product? Standardization. Is it related to the dimension, or is it related to the method of testing, or is it related to the composition and properties of engineering materials used? What do you mean by standard? आप बोलते हैं ना स्टैंडर्ड प्रोडक्ट है. What do you mean by standard product? A product is a standard product. What is the meaning of that? What do you mean by a standard product? Standardization means what? And the answer for that is all. And try to understand the meaning of standardization. This means producing maximum variety of product from minimum variety of material, part, tool, processes. So whatever material I have, whatever manpower I have, whatever tool I have, whatever devices I have, if those are used to give you maximum variety, that and standard variety, so that is called standardization. Certain specific sizes should only be used. Phone charger, let us say every mobile variety has a different phone charger. You see, life will become so difficult, because if I do not have my charger today, I want to take your charger. Can you give me your charger? And then life becomes easy. So that means phone charger should have a standard. Similarly, the socket, the electricity sockets which you are using to plug in, they should have standards. If the plugs which you are using are not standard, maybe the pin will not fit into that. So standardization means that specification of the products, materials, all these things mean standardization. All these things together makes the standardization. What are the advantages and disadvantages of standardization? Number one, you deal with less number of parts in inventory. The skilled labor is not required. You need not to go for inspection procedures again and again. You can automate the production. Disadvantage is that you are making the same kind of things, and the variety is getting reduced. You are not giving new varieties, so varieties are getting reduced. That is the negative part of it. So advantage and disadvantage of standardization. Advantage and disadvantage of standardization are this. Yes, no innovation. That means variety is not there, so you are not innovating. But innovation for the sake of innovation should not be done. जैसे मैं तुम्हें बता रहा हूं कि अभी तुम ये सॉकेट में इनोवेशन लगा दो, क्या सब सॉकेट तो ऐसे होता है, मैं ऐसा बना देता हूं. So that innovation is not required. Only if it is serving some purpose, then only you should innovate. Productivity of a production system means what? How do you understand the productivity of a production system? Productivity of a production system is analogous to what? What do you understand by productivity of a production system? It is analogous to what? Yes. So I told you earlier also, productivity is nothing but output over input, and output over input is nothing but that is the efficiency. Productivity of a production system is analogous to the efficiency of a machine. This is analogous to the efficiency of a machine. I don't think A is the answer. A is not the answer. Productivity means output over input. I told you, we just solved a question. We just solved one of the questions. So that tells you that it is output over input. Production of large turbo generator is example of what? I mean, he's giving you one application, large turbo generator. I'm making something big. Continuous production, mass production, job production, shop production. So what kind of production system is that? I told you nut and bolt is mass production. And then there's a batch production. There's a job shop production also. Job production also, in which you are basically particular job, particular project you are making. That is also called project production. Particular job, particular item which is very big, like ship, like aeroplane, like large generator. You are focusing on that. It is called job production, or it is called basically job order production. And now type of production system is very important thing. This is important engineering, this industrial engineering topic. Types of production. You have two kind of production. One is continuous production, which is basically mass production, process production, and then intermittent production. Intermittent means as the demand will come, I will start making, I will start producing. Continuous production may always there is a demand. I mean, demand is more, supply is less. So that is called continuous production. Intermittent, project, job, batch production. In one batch, I produce. I'm waiting for batch to come, then I'm producing. Similarly, job and project. Project production flows. A single complex project is taken and it is completed. Examples are airport, dam, road building, ship building. These all are example of project production system. So production system is of two type: intermittent production, continuous production, and then you make some sense of it, how the production system. So two things you will study: one is the production system, another is the layout, plant layout. Production system and plant layout are related. Like fixed position layout is related to the project production. Particular project I have, I'm producing that, I'm making that, and the layout for that is a fixed position layout. So this is how you need to understand the two. Now see, this diagram is also very important diagram. Production volume and production product variety. This side variety is increasing, this side quantity is increasing. Continuous production mein quantity is more, variety is less. Similar kind of products I'm making, continuous production. Selective production is that in which I'm making only selected items, I'm producing only selected items. Selected, I'm taking a sort of batch production. You can link it with a batch only. Particular items I selected and I am producing those items. Continuous mein item is same. Project mein particular item I took it as a project. Selective mein I selected some of the items, segregated it, separated it from the others, and produced. Variety, project mein there is a huge variety, and volume mein, the continuous production mein there is a huge volume. So you understand, variety, there are two diagrams: variety this side, quantity this side, or variety this side, quantity this side. So you should know where something falls. On one side is continuous, another side is job shop, in between there is a batch production. Very, very important diagram and very, very important production systems. And when you are preparing for something, remember that there will be so many exams. It is not HPCL exam. You may come across a new exam also, any other exam also, or interview also. So make these concepts clear, because you need to revise this. Who developed the just-in-time system? We just talked about just-in-time. Who gave us this concept of just-in-time? Taichi Ono. Taichi Ono was the person who was working as engineer in Toyota. So he was working in Toyota, Taichi Ono, and he gave this concept of just-in-time. It is also called just-in-time production or Toyota production system, and it is used to reduce the time within production system and response time from supplier to customer. Toyota manufacturing system, Taichi Ono. And I'm very sure you people are making your notes seriously so that something goes to your copies once this lecture is over. right? Taichi Ono. Dispatching authorizes the start of production operation by doing what? Dispatching means what? How dispatching authorizes the start of production operation? Dispatching starts the production operation by doing what? Dispatching authorizes the start of production operation by doing what? Releasing of material and components from stores, releasing of material from process to process, issuing of drawings and instruction sheets. Answer is D. Dispatching, what is the function of dispatching? I told you, no, dispatching is a controlling system. Production planning and control. Production planning में routing, scheduling, etc. comes. Control में dispatching comes. Dispatching, check the availability of input material and ensure the movement material from store to first process. Dispatching means, okay, I want to produce this. Issue the material to the department. Okay, release the material for production to the department. Issuing the material. Then from one process to another process, again issuing it. We'll discuss the Kanban system also. To ensure the availability of all production and inspection aids. Drawing, specification, everything is done. Dispatch kar do means start the production. Planning and controlling. Production planning is different. Now it is controlling. Controlling means let's start producing now. And when I'm producing something, I'm releasing the material, I'm releasing the inspection, the drawings, specifications. That is a part of controlling now. Production order is released. And you know, these are very important questions because in the exam, simply he can ask you, what is dispatching all about? That means it is starting the production actually. Production orders, starting the operation, giving the order. I gave you order to start something. That is called dispatching. I started giving the material to different workstations. That is called dispatching. The tool required, fixture required, material required, drawing required, specification required, everything is provided to the required department for starting the production. Beginning of the work actually. What happens when production system moves from project to batch production to mass production to continuous production? We have already done this. What happens when this thing moves? What happens when production system moves from project to batch production to mass production to continuous production? What happens? Okay, the answer for this is demand value increases. Demand value increases. When there's a more demand, obviously you will go for continuous production. More demand, more production, more demand in the market, and hence more production is required. More demand, more production, mass production. And next version of mass production is continuous production. So when demand is more, you go for more production. See this diagram also. Project production example is shipbuilding. Job production, some making of the machineries. Then batch production. Then repetitive production, we have mass production. Continuous production, medicines. So pharma sector works on continuous production. Petrochemical industry. So the two variations are variety and production volume. Just in time production is essentially what? Now this is very important, pull system. Just in time production is essentially what kind of system? Just in time production is what kind of production system? You know what is pull, what is production, what is push production system, what is pull production system? Understand, I am explaining this pull system and push system. Try to understand this. Pull system is you produce something when there is a demand in the market. When the customer is pulling, pulling means I want it. I'm a customer, you're a manufacturer. I'm pulling something, that means there is a need, I want it. So customer will have a demand and you will produce. That is called pull system. And just in time works on that. Push system means you produce more and push it on the customer. You produce more and push it on the customer. They may not be requiring it, but then you sell it. That is called pushing system. Pushing may you make more than required. Inventory is more there. So just in time does not go for pushing system. Pull system is efficient. It is related to downstream activity. You know what is downstream activity? Towards the customer. Downstream. HPCL is a downstream company, I tell you. ONGC is the upstream company. I will discuss that with you in the interview. Downstream company means HPCL is dealing with the customer, petrol pump and everything, downstream. Upstream means I am producing the oil and then sending the oil in the market. That is ONGC. So HPCL is a downstream company. That means as per the demand of customers, downstream. Pull production system eliminates overproduction, and this is just in time production system. So just remember, just in time, pull production system, and downstream activities. Downstream activities. Very important. Kanban card is required. What part of material is required? So this is related to all these things. Pull production system. What is the meaning of Kanban? It is a Japanese word. So what do you mean by Kanban? This is the Japanese word, but what do you mean by this? What do you mean by Kanban? In Japanese language, what does it mean? Yes? Information for production and withdrawal of items. Kanban means many things actually. Literally, it means the visual card. The literal meaning is visual card. Remember this card, Kanban card. The card which you can see. In Toyota production system, the Kanban is a term which is used to visual and physical signaling system that links the entire production system. This links entire production system. Production system is linked by visual and physical signaling system, Kanban system. It is used as lean production or Toyota production system. So you should basically produce only sufficient for consumption. You should not produce more. The Kanban cards is issued. It is a pull system. You will produce only if there is a demand. That means first show me the demand, then I'll give you the card for production. Something like this. Listen again. Show me the demand, show me the pull from customer, I'll issue the card, then only production will start. Lean manufacturing system, efficient manufacturing system. Thin manufacturing system. Kanban is the card which I issue. So these all are related terms. Kanban card. Kanban card is issued only in such situations. Only you should only produce when the Kanban card is issued. When material is finished, a Kanban card or bin is returned to the previous process and it is replenished. So, unless until I issue the Kanban, the process will not start. I will not start the producing unless until the person who is ahead of me, he says, okay, now there is a demand. Maybe I have shown you this diagram. Yes, pull production system. So there is a link actually. The next production will start only if previous has been completed, demand has been done. So in process inventory is minimum. This is also very integral part of your material resource planning, MRP. So just remember, Kanban is basically a visual card. You issue the card for production only if demand is there, and that is linked to just-in-time system, pull production system. What is the goal of just-in-time philosophy? What do you think is the goal of just-in-time philosophy? What is the goal of just-in-time philosophy? What do you want to attain in just-in-time? I want to attain the, I want to eliminate what? I want to eliminate the wastage. In just-in-time, it is linked to many things. Just-in-time means zero inventory, zero lead time, zero delay, zero failures. It is linked to all these things. But literal meaning is no inventory, just in time. Production, Toyota production system. Questions can be indirectly also asked. Who created it? When was it created? To what it is related? All these things can be asked. What is the ideal batch size in just-in-time production? What can be the ideal batch size in JIT production? Ideal batch size in JIT production. What can be the ideal batch size? 1 part, 2 part, 10 part, 5 part, how many? Ideal batch size is 1 part only. 1 part only. Shortest possible lead time. What do you want? I want this. Then only I will deliver it. I will deliver it as and when you want it. It is based upon pull system. Continuous flow is maintained. No wastage is done. That is what the just-in-time system is. Lean production is related to what? What is the lean production? Lean production is related to what? Tell me, thin production or lean production? Answer this question. Ratna Teja Zali, best book. It is coming soon. YourPedia is going to launch it in 10 days. The book for HPCL. We are going to launch it. Don't worry. All the questions will come from there. So lean production is what? Customized production. Yes, lean production is customized production. Lean production means no wastage, efficient production. Quality is to be maintained. From design to production to distribution, cut the cost by making the business more efficient and responsive to the market need. In lean manufacturing, there are a couple of waste which I don't want. Lean manufacturing, lean production, efficient production means minimum wastage, efficient production. So I want to minimize the wastage. Transport is also wastage, inventory is also wastage, movement, unnecessary movement is also wastage, waiting somewhere is also wastage, overproduction is wastage, over processing is wastage, defect if you produce, there is a wastage, unutilized manpower is a wastage. So in your industry, in your system, if you minimize these wastages, then your production will become efficient production system. That will become efficient production system. Inventory is a production, basically wastage for us. In one way, inventory is a wastage for us. Group technology is related to what? What do you think is group technology related to? Product layout, functional layout, fixed position layout, or cellular layout? Just tick it up. Tell me what is group technology related to. So the group technology is related to what? So you are watching the class for HPCL. The questions which come in HPCL, we are doing exactly similar kind of questions, and mentors will keep on doing that. So you should know what kind of questions are normally asked. Group technology is related to what? Cellular or group technology? Sorry, group layout. Cellular layout means similar kind of activities are made in one cell. The similar activities or some particular, sort of batch production, cellular. So large variety of products are needed in small volumes. If I want large variety also and volume is small, cellular layout can be used. It is a combination of process and product layout and has feature of both. Combination of process and product layout, and it contains the feature of both. Understand this. This is a very, very important line. It contains the features of both process as well as product layout. It has features of both product layout and process layout. In the product layout, the product is very standard product, no variety. Same kind of product, standard product, no variety, very large quantity, nut and bolt product layout. So for product layout, mass production के लिए we go for product layout. That is a basically line, production line balancing, one workstation, second workstation, something like that, and that is good for repetitive and continuous production system. Now we are talking about the product layout. What kind of machines, how we should put the machines in the production shop. If mass production is required, how shall we put the machines? That is the line. Process layout means when we have to produce the things in batches. When I want to produce something in batches, so process layout is required. I mean, similar kind of processes, machines having similar kind of processes are kept at one place. So all that particular processes are being done this side, all the other processes are done that side. This is called process layout, right? So fixed position layout, that is for project production. Product layout, mass production. Earlier I did production system. Now I'm saying layout system. Word Kanban is most appropriately associated with what? Tell me. Kanban, if you are to link, you will link Kanban with which of the following? With which will you link the Kanban? Kanban is linked to the just in time. I told you, no, Kanban system. Kanban system mein I will not produce something unless until there is a demand or there is a pull. There is a demand or pull, and then only I will produce something. I will not waste. So Toyota production system, just in time, Kanban, pull, these all are linked things. It is scheduling system for just in time production, and to control the logistic chain from production point of view is not an inventory control system. It is zero inventory. It is one method through which just in time is attained. Through this, just in time is attained. So understand what is just in time. Continuous flow, pull or Kanban system, reduced lead time, inventory management should be good, waste is eliminated, total quality control, TQM, total quality management. This is also related to that, total quality management system. See this, push versus pull. Make what's needed when we need it. Make all which you can make just in case it is required. Let's produce it just in case customer needs it. Just in case, just in time. Pull system. Do you need it? Let's produce it. Don't waste. Only if you need, I will produce. Just in time. No wastage. Okay, I will produce. I'll keep it with me. Just in case you need, you take it. I'm running a shop. I keep many things. Just in case you need, I'll give it to you. But that leads to the wastage. High inventory, wastage. Low inventory, low wastage. So pull is Kanban system, just in time. Toyota production system. Johnson's rule is applicable for planning a job shop for how many machines and how many jobs? Johnson rule is applicable for what? How many machines and how many jobs? Johnson's rule. Just tell me. Yeah. So this is for n machines and 2 jobs. Sorry, n jobs and 2 machines. N jobs and 2 machines. Johnson's rule is used for, sequencing. Which job should go to first machine and then which job should go to the next machine. Uske liye there is an algorithm, Johnson algorithm. 2 machines and n jobs. Machines. That is what Johnson algorithm is all about. Which type of production system is suitable for nut bolt washers? What you will answer now? Which type of production system will you use for nut bolt and washer? I told you, multiple huge quantity. Yes, mass production. Mass production is used for nut bolt because you do not have variety, same kind of product. You do not have variety, same kind of product, but we want that product in huge number. Number has to be huge. Okay, so I think this is all about what we wanted to cover today. Next topic we'll cover in the next class. You are watching HPCL classes. HPCL exam is coming. Take it seriously. You have a great opportunity. Irrespective of what your level is, you can click it. Give your 100%. Regular classes will keep on going for HPCL. Some will be private, so live classes don't miss. If you're not registered students, certainly you should attend the live classes of me, Vishal sir, Saklani sir is coming. So all these topics, and yes, Ruchin sir and Vikram sir, we all are taking the regular classes, right? And English classes are also going for, so Shubhya ma'am, just before that English class was there, and that was related to Airport Authority and HPCL. She will be telling you what is the similarity and difference between these two. So English are also going. Give your 100% and you can convert it. HPCL paper was very simple last year for mechanical. Civil ke liye there was ticklish, so civil mentors are going to tell you what was the difference in that. But give your 100% so that you convert it into some kind of selection, right? All the very best. I'll keep on meeting you for the next classes. So keep enjoying the classes. Thank you. Thank you for being with me in the class.